How many spots on this team are locked in? Write them in Sharpie on the whiteboard because they won't go anywhere.
Okay, so McDavid, Hyman, Podkolzin, Draisaitl, Frederick, Nuge, Mangiapane, Henrique, Kapanen.
You think Kapanen's a lock, eh?
I
don't think he's quite a lock.
I just think, no, you're right. He's
like if
not
he
a lock.
stinks, they'll put him on waivers.
That's 9 guys. Would you add anybody else?
Draisaitl, McDavid, Hyman, Nuge, Frederick, Mangiapane, Henrique, and Podkolzin. I have 8 guys as locks.
Who was the one guy
you had? Your 9th was Kapanen.
No, that was my 10th. Oh, no, that wasn't my 9th. Take him off.
Yeah, I view 8 as locks. So if you're going to kind of look at this lineup, there's obviously a spot, potentially 2 spots next to Connor McDavid up for grabs in training camp, which is crazy. And I think the betting odds favorites to get those spots would be, Nuge potentially as a winger.
Yeah.
Maybe even Henrique as a winger, but I think they're pretty. I think they're pretty set on having Henrique play as a center. At least that's the way they handled it last year. Trent Frederick would be in the conversation to maybe get a spot up the lineup. We really don't know how a healthy Trent Frederick fits in with this group. Mangiapane, the 2 kids, Frederick, Nuge, maybe Kapanen gets a look up there. From the way they talk, Podkolzin will be a lock next to Draisaitl, but then there's a spot open next to Draisaitl. Like if and we are assuming he is, because again, hasn't shot a puck all summer, Zach Hyman won't be here to start. 3 of the top 6, half your top 6 is open.
Yeah, it is. Shooter said, in year 10, how have the Oilers not found 97 wicked wingers? They have. One of them's just out till maybe Christmas in Hyman. So it's not really an issue, a roster issue. It's just an availability issue.
You could also make the argument that they found Connor McDavid an elite winger in Leon Draisaitl, and then Draisaitl just got too good.
Yeah.
And then it's like, oh shit, we can't really play them together because he's an MVP when he's on his own. So
I do believe that the captain skates, Draisaitl, McDavid, and Savoy actually skate together a lot. I think Brendan Escott tweeted that.
I love that because I love that if Connor and Leon are taking an interest in, and Howard was at an NHLPA thing, that's why he wasn't at those captain skates early on. But if Connor and Leon recognize that, man, let's start molding these guys. Let's get them to think and see the game at the same way we do. That goes a long way in this.
Yeah, totally agree. And I really, again, I think those guys are going to love what Matthew Savoy can bring to the team. There was a line in the playoffs. Was it Nuge, Podkolzin, and I can't remember who it was, but it seemed like that trio was pretty solid. I can't think of who it would be off the top of my head.
I can find it for you, but
so that seemed like a good little line. But yeah, obviously some I didn't have Savoy and Howard as locks. I think they both make the team, but also too, if they have, let's just say they have Paul Kemps or not up to standard.
They're not both locks, yeah.
No, but I think I would have them as the next 2 guys up as hey, let's do it. More Savoy as a lock than Howard if I had to pick out of the 2, just because Savoy has a year of pro under his belt. And we spoke about it the other day of what if Howard has to go and play 10 games in Bakersfield or something like that? That's fine. And then who else didn't we have? We didn't have Philp. We didn't have Lazar. We didn't have Kapanen, I guess. Tomasek as locks. There's a lot of competition. Max Jones, another guy. I don't think he'll make the team, but he's in the conversation, I guess you could say. Yeah.
So Draisaitl, McDavid, Nuge. Let's say there's going to be, I could see them running 14 forward. It'll just depend on if Hyman's LTIR or not. Do they want the cap relief from him to start the year to bring a guy up? Not to trade for anyone, obviously, but just to keep an extra guy on the roster. I wonder if they'll do that.
What's their schedule to start the year? Are they at home a lot or are they on the road a lot? Because they start at home. Because maybe that depends on it too, right? If they're on the road start, maybe they take an extra guy.
Yeah. I see what you're saying. Yeah. And that could affect if you want Hyman on LTR. Here's October.
So it starts at Calgary on the 8th to home. And then actually, they probably will carry an extra guy because they go straight east.
Okay. So then let's live in a hypothetical here for a moment where Hyman is on LTIR and they're going to carry 14 forwards. Draisaitl, McDavid, Nuge, Frederick, Mangiapane, Henrique. Let's say everyone listed on Puckpedia makes the team. So both Howard and Savoy have made it. Janmark, Kapanen, and Tomasek are all there. Podkolzin and Lazar are both on the roster as well. Who's the 14th forward there? Who do you think will get the edge on the call up? Probably Max Jones, right? Is Max Jones their 15th forward?
Yeah, you would think so.
Noah Philp can play center.
Depends what you want, I guess.
James Hamblin.
James Hamlin's probably not in there. If we're getting to James Hamlin territory.
That's fair. But again, can play center. What about Ruby Jarventi? He's a real intriguing name. Like
He's only 23.
Like the guys who watch more of the non-NHL hockey than us, you read the Curlocks and the original Posars and the stuff those people post. Like, he seems to be an intriguing name amongst some people who I would call very smart.
Yeah.
And he's young, right? Like,
he's only, what is he, 23?
He's 23. He didn't come in with a lot of fanfare because it was just like this sort of random, what was it, an August trade where I was like, oh, Bourgault's gone.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, maybe like McDowell said, is like he's the wild card guy, and
He is.
Hey, maybe if Bakersfield, if he plays better than Max Jones, he's probably not in the same conversation as Philp just because he's not a center. Maybe that adds into it. Do they have any other like young forwards down there? Like obviously Petrov, and I'll see him in the
Quinn Hudson and Josh Szymanski are both 23.
Yeah, maybe all that.
Vilhelmi Marhala's 22.
Yeah, they've got a few options, I guess.
Who we've been told to put some respect on his name, so we will.
Well, I'll learn how to say it.
Apologies to the Marhala family. Yeah, there's no one else really down there that I'm like, they're a sleeper. They could slide in. Like, Jarventi's the wild card. I would say it's probably between Jones and Philp for that last spot. So if you were to ask me what's up for grabs in camp, Jarventi could earn a spot. One of Philp or Jones should be on the team. The only way two of Jones, Jarventi, or Philp are on the team is if someone loses their job, like their spot. Like, I think Howard and Savoy probably need to be like, I'll put in air quotes, poor.
Really struggle.
They have to struggle if they're going to lose their spot. Kapanen would have to really struggle to lose his spot.
Yeah.
I'm almost at the point, just because he's at captain skate and he's buzzing around and there seems to be some hype about him, I think Tomasek almost has to be poor. Like, I don't think it'll be enough for Noah Philp to just be better than Tomasek. I think it'll have to be like, whoa, Philp is very good and Tomasek is bad. And I don't think that's going to happen. Like, I think the path to two of those three making it is a really tough one. The only guy, and this is where we had some disagreement out in the hall earlier.
Hall?
Well, whatever, in our prep room.
Water cooler.
I don't think Curtis Lazar is as much of a lock as you do. Just because I'm a little, like, I know you're like, he was hurt all of last year.
Yeah.
He's in his 30s. If guys have to take a step back because of injury and they get into their 30s, there's never a guarantee that they find the step they lost. And I want him to work because I think he's an awesome story. But
well, he's only 30. He's not that old. Shout out Aaron, whose birthday is in 2 days. And he turns 30.
3 days.
3 days.
Can't forget it.
Never forget. God.
What were you saying?
775,000 if they look to like make a little bit on the cap, and I know it's the same as Philp, and I don't even know if I have them in the same conversation as like compete for their spot. They are competing against each other, but I could see a world where they both make the team. I just think they're willing to take the chance on Lazar and give him a really good runway to like prove that you're back. Because like by reading his story and like his interviews and listening to them, like the stuff he was going through is kind of crazy, and like you hope he can kind of come back, and we'll really know the answer when preseason starts rolling around. I imagine out of the veterans, he's the guy that gets quite a few games to get his legs underneath him. But Philp's just intriguing. He's not like he's not a young buck.
Yeah.
You know, and he's not old. He's only 27, but he's just like not a lot of experience. And what do they go with? I think they appreciate the fact that they now have right shot sentiment in the organization.
And that is great.
And that's awesome. Thank goodness.
The only counterpoint I'd have to because I actually do think it's a pretty direct piece of competition of like Lazar versus Philp.
It's interesting too that Tomasek today said that he played center so much in Sweden. I didn't know that. I thought he was just like an out-and-out winger.
And he could factor into that as well. If you go through camp and let's say Philp and Lazar, like you're scoring them, you're putting grades on games, you're watching, and they're dead even.
Yeah.
Both need waivers. Do you not have to give the edge to the 27-year-old that you've been trying to develop for the last few years, who you assume has a bit more upside? Because Lazar would clear.
I think they would both clear.
They probably both clear, but does some organization look at Phil and be like, fuck, he's 27, he's barely played, like.
Or do they look at Lazar in the same boat and be like, we got a guy here that's played closest, was he probably 500-600 games?
They would have just given him league minimum. They would have given him 900,000 if they liked him, right?
I think it's going to be they are really like the true competition in camp.
Puckpedia also says Jarventi isn't waiver exempt anymore. So that's another one.
Out of his first year deal or whatever they call it.
But if you have, and again, I don't think this plays out, but if Jarventi looks really good and Tomasek's meh, Tomasek doesn't need waivers, even though he's 7 years or 6 years older than Jarventi.
First NHL deal. So, like, do you send down Tomasek and keep Jarventi? Like, maybe the waivers thing will keep Jarventi around longer than we think. Because there probably is something to, like, you want to keep him till later in camp and try to just squeeze guys through when every team's putting 5 guys on waivers every day, right? Do you think Jarventi's the... I know we always have the answer belt, and I don't want it to label as that because I don't think it's an accurate thing for him, but like, do you think he's the guy that kind of lingers around for a while and he's like, shit, this guy's still here? It's like, do you remember a few years ago when, and I know it was more like a, what do they call it, the veterans rule, but like what was that?
Luke Esposito.
Esposito was just around to like the final cuts. Like, is this guy going to make the open night roster? Do you see that as Jarventi? Could be. You can think about defensemen too because they have tons.
Yeah, and I think a guy, if we're talking blue line, we've said his name a few times, like Alec Regula is a player to watch in camp. Absolutely he is.
24. Yeah. I can't believe that. They must see something in him too, like he signed a 2-year deal with him. I don't think he's currently on their NHL roster, technically.
They can claim other
25.
guys from waivers if so many people suck. Decent point.
Totally. When was the last time they did that?
I don't know. Oh, well, Regula.
Raphael Lavoie.
Oh, shit. What's he? Where is he?
He must be in Baker. He must be in Henderson still, I would assume. I think he re-signed with them.
Did he?
I think so. Do you know what I'm very curious about? Because they had a quote this summer that just caught me. And I wrote an article about this of like things to expect in, or questions we can get answered in September. I don't think he's going to make the team, but like, what does Bo Akey look like? He had a poor season in Barrie. He was a third high-scoring defenseman on the team. As a 20-year-old defenseman. That's really not good. He was a first-round pick, was on the team. He went this year, I can't remember his name, Aitchison or something. Aitchison? Sean Aitchison, I think is his name. And then another fella outscored him. He was a second-round pick. I just wonder, like, what does he come here and do? Like, he's going into his first year pro. I don't think he has a shot to make the team, but can he like make a statement of being like, I do belong in the NHL. Like I can go up against my fellow rookies or guys around my own age and I can compete and I can play well. Because he didn't really show that in Barrie from what I've read and seen a little bit of. And the hype on him has dropped significantly, but he's essentially the only prospect in Bakersfield that's a defenseman. So they really need him to show. Like
Regula's not a prospect, but he is only 25.
Yeah,
it's an interesting age.
And like, there's also this Arto Lepinen guy.
Arto Lepinen, yeah.
He's a left shot defenseman, 26, led the Finnish league in points. I think he's the highest scoring defenseman in like most points by a defenseman ever in that league. 63 points. It's not nothing.
Nope.
It's left shot though.
Yeah, the blue and maybe we'll do blue line stuff on Wednesday. But yeah, the forward group there, I would say Lazar and Tomasek spot and the potential Hyman spot. There are 3 spots that are legitimately up for grabs come day 1 of training camp. What's up, Nation citizens? If you like that video, then you need to be subscribed to the Oilers Nation YouTube. Podcasts, live shows, exclusive interviews, and analysis. Everything you need from your favorite voices at Oilers Nation. And you don't want to miss any of it, so hammer that subscribe button.